us now as Hall of Fame running back and Super Bowl champion with the Pittsburgh Steelers, the boss, Jerome Bettis. It's kind of depressing here to think that once this week's games are complete, we're going to be halfway through the NFL's first 17-game regular season. But because you're here, we can stop being sad, we can start being awesome, and get your take on some of the key players and storylines from the first half and look ahead to the stretch run. Got to start with Derrick Henry. He was leading the NFL in the rushing department by almost 400 yards. However, he's now out indefinitely after foot surgery. So who do you like to take advantage of his absence and grab that NFL rushing crown?
You know, that's a tough one because he was, so far, Henry was so far out ahead of everybody. Now it brings a couple guys into focus. Jonathan Taylor for the Indianapolis Colts, and then also Nick Chubb with the Cleveland Browns. I think these two guys are probably going to be 1-2 fighting it out. But the way I see it is I'm looking at these teams and looking at which team is really built to have a stretch run and to have that running back continue on. And I think that team is going to be Cleveland Browns, and I think Nick Chubb. I think Nick Chubb is going to be the leader at the end of the season just because of their commitment to running the football. I think Indianapolis Colts, they have a wonderful running game, and Taylor is one of the best in the NFL. But I don't believe they're going to have that same commitment that the Cleveland Browns have throughout the second half of the season. So I'm going with Nick Chubb to lead the league in rushing.
Yeah, Taylor's next in the rushing department. They're behind Henry. And then there's Chubb, and Chubb has played 2 less games as well. Chubb's got 584 yards, Taylor 649. So that's pretty impressive. As we mentioned, though, it's also a 17-game regular season. I think we could see a lot of records here broken this year. So a lot can still happen. But who are your favorites in each conference as of right now after 8 weeks?
Well, in terms of the conferences, obviously the NFC is, when you look at the conference from top to bottom, they are pretty strong. Obviously, you like Green Bay, but now you see, hey, no Aaron Rodgers. That's going to be an issue. You look at the Dallas Cowboys, you say, wow, these guys, Cooper Rush steps in and they still win a tough game in Minnesota. They're impressive. And then the Rams, they get Von Miller, changes the dynamics of that defense. And they already were a great defense, so now they get even better. So, if you have to pick one on the NFC side, I would, and you got to still, remember the champs. I mean, we're talking about everybody. We're not even talking about Tampa. So
right.
I just think right now, the way it's setting up, I think the Rams are putting themselves in position to be the front runner right now in the NFC. In the AFC, it's a little different, with Kansas City coming back to earth, with Tennessee losing Derrick Henry. Those two teams are diminished substantially. That brings the Buffalo Bills into focus as the number one team in the NFC to come out. But I tell you this, whoever wins the AFC North, I think is going to be in contention as well. It's going to be a tough division. It's going to play out all the way down to the finish line. So I expect whoever wins the AFC North to be in it, but the clear favorites right now, Buffalo.
Yeah, well, speaking of the AFC North, there you got your old team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're right back in the thick of things in that division too. They have kept first-round running back Naji Harris very, very busy this season. Another Bama dude. What have you seen from him so far, and what are your expectations for the rest of the season? He was just named the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Month for October.
And I see a lot of growth in him from, his first week until now. He's doing so many things better. His vision is much better. The way he's attacking defenses, impressive. So I just see him as developing each and every week. And people are saying, hey, he's getting the ball too many times. It's too much. You got to remember, the guy is only 22, 23 years old. He can take it. This is the time you get him the ball. And he's learning with every carry, with every catch. He's learning the NFL game. So I think the sky's the limit for this young man. And I expect to see him doing big things for the rest of this year.
I mean, he helped them win 3 of their 4 games in the month of October. He ran for 356 yards, 3 touchdowns on 88 carries, had another 124 yards receiving and another touchdown. He really is Mr. Do-It-All for him right now. And I know before the season started here, Jerome, we asked you about the rookie class of quarterbacks with Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, you have Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, there's Mac Jones in New England. We've actually seen a lot from most of these guys so far. Who has impressed you the most?
I would have to say Mac Jones. I mean, when you see what he's been doing, and it's not just, dink and dunk down to the running backs. He's throwing the football down the field. He's going through his progressions. He's making the reads. He's putting the ball where it's supposed to go. And a lot of times with rookie quarterbacks, it's a first read thing. If the first guy's not open, then you're going to, you're out of sorts. You're going to scramble. You're going to just kind of start running in the pocket. He has that pocket, that poise that you love to see from a veteran quarterback, and he's just a rookie. So I like what he's doing. His development has come a long way, and they've got a 10, 15-year starter in New England now.
Yeah, and that's in one of the most complex offenses, too, in the league. So we've seen him make his fair share of rookie mistakes, but it is kind of impressive, some of those wins that he's had. And he's kept the team very close against the Cowboys. And also the Buccaneers. Could the Buccaneers, as of right now, maybe have your NFL MVP this season? Like, who would it be right now through 8 weeks?
Wow, that's a great question. I've got a couple guys. Obviously, I think Tom Brady is right there. I think Dak Prescott is there. Matthew Stafford is there. And, before the COVID issues, we had one quarterback in Green Bay that was there, Aaron Rodgers, but we don't know about his situation going forward. But I think those are my front runners. And if I had to just kind of pick 2, obviously, they had a tough loss, and Brady maybe taken down just a notch. But right now, I would have Brady and Stafford, only because Dak Prescott is hurt and not playing. But if it was, a couple weeks ago, I would have said Dak Prescott number 1.
I mean, Dak Prescott right now, no doubt leading like comeback player of the year, like in that department for sure. What's a team, though? We know the Cowboys started out hot, but what's a team that started out actually slow this season, but you could see heating up down the stretch and actually making a strong playoff push?
I'm going with my Pittsburgh Steelers.
I knew it. I knew you would.
They had 3 losses early in the season. People were writing them off. They've since reeled off 3 wins, and now they're in the thick of things, in that AFC North. So I'm looking at the Steelers and saying, if they can keep developing, they can keep running the football, taking pressure off of Big Ben, then they have something. Because we all know the defense is a quality defense, and they can play against anybody in the NFL defensively. So if the offense can continue to develop and come along and come alive, watch out.
Yeah, that's right. We talked about it earlier. We're starting to see things really break in their favor, right, in the AFC North. That was a dangerous drop to 1-3, but Coach Tomlin, you can't sleep on him. He has gotten them back on track with that defense.
He finds a way to get it done,
every year. And he's got a great running game combination as well. How about the biggest surprise of the NFL season so far? Who has it been, or what has it been?
The biggest surprise for me is the falling apart of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Wow.
I mean, who would have thought the Chiefs would look the way that they have looked the last 3 or 4 weeks? I mean, it's not just a one-game situation. They have looked bad for multiple weeks, and you start asking yourself, what's going on? What is it? The defense is horrendous, and offensively, Patrick Mahomes, he has been making uncharacteristic mistakes, turning the football over at a large clip. And so you say to yourself, can this team recover the magic that they had the last couple seasons? Can they be the Kansas City Chiefs team of old? I think that's the one question. That's the big surprise that I look at the beginning of the season.
Jerome, you think it's just teams figuring out like Mahomes as a quarterback now? He can't put this team on his shoulders with that defense.
Yeah, I think it's some of that, but it's also them saying we've got to do more and trying to press and do more than doing what you have done the last couple of years. Take what the defense gives you, make the plays you can make, and hey, if you're gonna get sacked, take the sack. He's been trying to get the ball out of his hand, just being very reckless with it, and it's resulted in turnovers in the red zone, in areas where you could not turn the football over. Take the 3 points, take the sack, and get back to the next series. Those are mistakes that uncharacteristic mistakes that I've seen Patrick Mahomes make that usually he doesn't make, and he's much better with the football.
Yeah, just an ugly Super Bowl hangover for him right now. We'll get you out of here with this. Before we caught up with you, like ahead of week one, you made a prediction for the Super Bowl, picking your guys this season, the Pittsburgh Steelers, to take home the Lombardi Trophy over Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. So you sticking with this prediction?
I'm still sticking with this prediction right now as it stands. Obviously, Green Bay, we saw them play an incredible game against Arizona, gritty performance, and you say to yourself, this team finds ways to win. Now they have the next hurdle that they've got to get over. Can they win without Aaron Rodgers, right? So I'm still taking him. I like him because when Aaron Rodgers comes back, you better believe he's going to be mad. He's going to want to get some things straightened out. So I still like them. And the Steelers, they are, probably one of the hottest teams right now in terms of being able to get things done and winning some tough games. We all knew they could win the tough games. Hopefully they can kind of get in gear and make a stretch run. And all of a sudden, I think the Steelers are going to be in prime position. And the fact that they beat Buffalo week one, that could be huge later in the season.
And we know the Packers have another very dangerous Aaron in the backfield as well. But the Jordan Love era, it begins this week.
That's right.
Awesome as always catching up with you, Jerome. Thanks for hanging out with us here at DraftKings, and we look forward to talking to you again real soon.
All right. Thank you. Take care.